And how does it feel to be in a movie that's so successful, but also has a lot to say and is culturally, hopefully, going to change a lot of things? Hopefully.
Yeah, it's the total package. Not only is it a bloody good movie that people enjoy to watch and enjoy sort of like going to the cinema to experience, it really is an experience. The fact that it's so powerfully Asian, so unapologetically Asian, I think is such a talking point. But at the same time, the story that runs through it is of love. It's about family. It's about running the gauntlet of those strange, wonderful relations that you have with your cousins or exes. So for me, it's breaking boundaries on all sorts of things. It's getting the numbers that we need to prove to the studios that it's worth telling stories of people of color. But at the same time, it's just a damn good movie, isn't it?
Oh, it feels amazing. I mean, I felt, or I think we all felt when we were filming it, that it could be something special, but we didn't anticipate that it would have such a warm response. And as you say, it's been great. You don't have to be crazy or rich or Asian to enjoy this film. There's something for everyone in there, and the themes are really universal.
Yeah. The fact that we're being embraced for it being a wonderful film means a lot, because I think, yes, it's all Asian and it's a moment in history, but the feedback that I'm getting is like, it's just a really, really good film. And you're like, yeah, I'm really proud that we've, made history, and in terms of representation, and all those messages have been absolutely heartbreaking at times or overwhelming, but also we did something really good. We did a really, really good project, and I think that's on so many levels, that's why it's connecting.
Because the characters in the book and the script were written so vividly and with such an actual knowledge of the life that it was just a pleasure to be able to play my character and to play it with a bunch of other talented actors who also had really interesting, fun characters.
It's beyond. It's I think to be a part of this cultural milestone. The first all-Asian American cast in 25 years in a Hollywood studio since the Joy Luck Club. That's huge in and of itself. And for it to be this epic rom-com, and in the U.S. it's like, they say it's the most successful rom-com in the United States in the last 9 years. So to have this commercial impact is what we all hoped for. We didn't know if we could achieve that, but we really have in a major, major way. And I can't think of a better time to premiere it in the UK. Until right now.
So. We knew the film worked. We knew audiences, if they got in to see it, would like it, because, we had shown it to early audiences and their response was overwhelming. But the concern was always, was there going to be the support? And it turned into a movement. It turned into a well beyond, we just tried to make a good movie. And what's happened next has given me a renewed faith in the power of movies.
So yeah, people have been telling me it's good, but what's most important to me is that people have been enjoying it, and that they've been moved, and that it's meaningful to a lot of people.
I think it's a case of sort of differentiating between Asian cinema and sort of an integration of Asian culture and people, because China and Hong Kong have a huge cinema in itself, as does Bollywood, but I think in terms of seeing Asians as normal people, I think that's where we're going, and I'm so proud to be among these amazing, amazing international Asian cast, because we're all doing great things. I don't even need to name the projects that people are on, and I think that's what it is. It's about going, yes, we're normal, but also can we, it's important to integrate us into society and not just be the only Asian in the cast, and ticking a box. And when you're ticking a box, when you're sat there like, yeah, no one else looks like me. It's just me. I'm that guy.
Yeah, I fell in love with this character when I read the books. She's fascinating because she comes from this very privileged, undeniably wealthy background, but she doesn't buy into the trappings of wealth. She's a bit of an enigma, and she's very vulnerable. She's very real. She's kind, and she's got, as you say, she's got her own struggles going on, which you kind of find out why through the course of the movie. And she also regains her power. I think at the beginning of the film, she's slightly hiding her light and taking a second seat, and by the end she's asserting herself, which is really satisfying to play.
Are you hopeful that with this, obviously the sequel's been greenlit already,
yeah,
you're hopeful to go back to a character, because it's very rare that you get to go and do a character twice?
Yeah, I think so, and I think it's more about the family that we created. We just became this inseparable unit and I think it's when we first sat down and met each other, it's like, oh, we're not the only Asian, so we're just taking each other on individual merits, and there's this universal acceptance of knowing our traditions, and Ken's a doctor, Gemma did law, I did law, Ronny did law. We're like, oh my God, we all had that journey with our parents of like, we did that studious thing and then we broke through and broke their hearts. And it was just like this universal understanding. So for me, I would love to see those guys again. They feel like family.
I mean, any film is a challenge. For sure, there'll be a lot of attention, but Kevin's books are terrific, and they're easily adaptable, and they're characters that are now becoming beloved. And I think our job is just to support what he's created.
You played some amazing, diverse characters, some crazy characters, some not. I mean, where does this one sit, and what was it about him that kind of spoke to you when you read the script?
I think there's a bit of what I like about it. There's that kind of outrageousness, even in the dress and the hair, like almost like a Mr. Chow kind of vibe. But then there's the humanity of a Dr. Ken, the show that I created and produced, where it's really more based on my family life. It was almost like a blend of those, It's like a Mr. Chow meets Dr. Ken kind of situation, which is really nice.
Yeah, I'm such a huge fan of Community. Such
Oh,
a huge fan
thank
of
you.
Yours.
Thank you.
I've had my 6 seasons. I still haven't got my movie. Are you hopeful that one day maybe?
Always
it will
hopeful.
happen?
Always hopeful that it will happen. Unfortunately, everyone's so busy right now with all of our shows, but we're very, very close, and we have a close-knit group of people on that show. And I was just texting Joel McHale the other day. So, there's always something to remind us with Community, and all of us would be down to do a movie in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, you've had a great career, and the geek in me has to ask you about Captain Marvel, because I'm sure you can't tell me anything.
I can't tell you anything, they'll kill me.
They'll kill you. But what was it like being on a set like that? Because Marvel's become such a huge event for everybody, and we've obviously had Infinity War, and things have changed, and now we're getting Brie as Captain Marvel. I mean, what was it like being on the set, and what can we expect from Brie? Because everyone's so excited to see her in that role, and you as well in your role.
Gosh, well, Brie is amazing. She's formidable. She's, she's so talented. I think the film's going to be really fun. Set in the 90s, so you're going to have a lot of fun kind of references in there. I think people
Samuel
are.
Jackson as well.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
So
yes, I know.
That's secret.
Yeah. And you find out how Nick Fury loses his eye. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
I think we know that.
Oh, we know that. You know that
I've
already.
seen some set photos with him without it. So,
Okay.
and with like
there you
Samuel
go.
Jackson 90s hair, which is fantastic. And then you got, like Jude Law's in it as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
great.
There's so many amazing people in this.
Amazing. No, it was an incredible cast. Really good fun to be part of.
Are you ready for the onslaught of this? Because it's going to be such a huge. I mean, you're involved in a huge event anyway. This is a good tester for it. But Captain Marvel is going to be huge.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. God, see you there.
We'll see you there. The trend has changed this year. I mean, it must be great to be part of that kind of zeitgeist, that there is a change and it's not just a moment in time, it's going to be a change forever.
It's a little daunting to be part of that, and incredibly satisfying. I'm proud of Nina Jacobson and Brad Simpson, my partners, who first read the manuscript and said, we could do this. Going from that 3 years ago to this so far exceeded expectations, and I really hope people in the UK come out and have that experience we've seen in other parts of the world, in the US, in Australia, in Asia. It's a real treat.
It's a door that's been opened. There's a crack. It takes the new content, it takes the new stories, the new storytellers, the actors, the directors to really push it through. And already there's a trickle-down effect that's happening. Stories are being told, or movies are being greenlit. So the impact of this movie, it really is historic. It has made a dent in Hollywood that will not be forgotten, and it's only up from here.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh? Is that from the Goonies? Nice.
Hey!